Guys, welcome to another pencast. This one is about the PPF model and exploring that more complex assumption that not all the resources are equally suited to the production of both products. Alright, well look, best way to explain or explore that assumption is to just use a little scenario. So here's mine. We're going back in time to Scotland when the Watsons were on the borders of Scotland and England and survived by raiding. So the men are away raiding and the women are managing the village. This is meant to be the village up here. Here's a bit of smoke. And the ladies manage a area of land called the Commons. I'll just draw it here. I've just made it rectangular for the purposes of illustration, and I'm going to divide it into 6 parcels. I'll probably have to do a little bit of an adjustment there and just get the areas roughly equal. Okay, that's going to be close enough. Alright, so what we're going to assume is we're going to assume that the land, all the parcels in the land are equally suited to the growing of wheat, and that from each parcel 6 bushels of wheat are going to be obtained. So I'll put them in now. Now why would the ladies wisely be growing wheat? Can you tell me? That's right, to bake bread, and bread fills bellies, because there were hard times back then. Now, what we're also going to assume is that we're going to assume that the land becomes increasingly less suitable for the growing of barley. Now, let's build a production possibility schedule. We can do that, can't we? So what I can do here is I can put here wheat, and what I've got over here is barley. And can you derive the first production possibility? Yep, that'll be 36 wheat and 0 barley, because we're growing no barley at the moment. Now, look, can you hear this? What's that? That should be the sound of galloping horses. These are the men returning to the village after having done their raiding thing. And so what are they going to demand? Well, more than likely they're going to demand some beer, aren't they? And so let's imagine that the ladies agree to giving up 1 parcel of land to the growing of barley. So we're going to end up with 6 bushels of barley. So now we can write a new production possibility, can't we? What have we got? Well, we're now going to have 30 wheat and 6 bushels of barley. Okay, those men are going to become a little bit tiddly, and what are they going to demand? Yep, you guessed it, they're going to demand more barley. So the women have agreed. And so, but this time they've had to give up 2 parcels of land that was growing wheat to grow an additional 6 bushels of barley, because that land is increasingly unsuitable for the growing of barley. So let's put it in here. So what's our new production possibility? Well, we're now only growing 18 wheat. And how much barley are we growing? Well, we're now growing 12. Alright, of course these men are going to get drunker and drunker, and they're going to be more demanding. And what are the ladies going to say? Well, look, we'll agree to providing more barley to produce more beer, but we're going to teach these men a lesson, because you can't live on beer alone. So, so this time, because the land is becoming increasingly unsuitable for the growing of barley, they have to give up 3 parcels of land to grow, that was growing 18 bushels of wheat, to grow just another 6 bushels of barley. So what's our new production possibility? Well, we're now growing 0 wheat, and we've got 18 bushels of barley. So far, so good. So look, let's work out the opportunity costs. Let's just work this out. Just quickly do it. All right. So when we go from here to here, we minus 6 wheat. But what are we going? Plus 6 barley. What about when we go from here to here? How much wheat do we lose? Yep, minus 12 wheat. But we gain 6 barley. What about when we go from here to here? Well, we definitely lose 18 wheat and plus 6 barley. Now, luckily we can see what's happening because we are obtaining barley in extra barley in equal increments. We can see what's happening. We've got a rising opportunity cost in terms of the wheat foregone. It's not always easy to see that, though, when we initially work out opportunity costs. So the best thing to do is always express opportunity cost on a 1 unit basis. How can we do that? Well, look, just divide this by 6. That's going to give us plus 1 barley. What I do to one side, I have to do the other side, divide by 6, and that's going to be minus 1 wheat. Come down to the next one, divide by 6, divide by 6. What have I got here? Plus 1 barley. Minus 2 wheat, and again divide by 6, divide by 6. That's going to be plus 1 barley minus 3 wheat. Now it's when we look at this presentation that we can definitely see what's going on, can't we? There's an increasing opportunity cost as we acquire more barley. We're having to give up increasing amounts of wheat as we want more and more barley. And that's got to do with the unsuitability, the increasing unsuitability of the land for growing more barley. Well, why don't we just shrink things down a little bit. Okay, that looks all right. And draw the PPF model. Just looking for the rubber. Okay, I can't get rid of that for some reason. All right, so let's go and draw it. So I'm going to put down wheat here, and I'm going to put down here barley. And I'm going to go up in equal increments. So that'll be 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and 36. So this is what we'd regard as an interval, that distance from there to there. Of course, that's 0, so we'll apply the same interval on the y-axis. So it'll be 6, 18, sorry, 6, 12, 18, 6, 12, 18, and now we'll go and plot these production possibilities. So there's the first one here. So we've got 36 wheat and 0 barley. Okay. The next one is that we've got 30 wheat and 6 barley. So that's roughly going to be there. All right. What's the next one? So we've done that one. Next one is going to be 18 barley and 12. So that'll be there. And what's the next one? It's going to be 0 wheat and 18. Now, what I want you to see is that I can't join these production possibilities up using a straight line. What I have to do is I have to introduce some curviness. And there's the curve bit down here. And so what I'm saying to you is that the curve emerges or arises because of that assumption that not all resources are equally suited to the production of both products. That's why we get the curviness. If I wanted to have double curviness, in other words, if I wanted to have a curve up here and down here, then we could rework this exercise. What we could say is that not only is the land increasingly unsuitable for the growing of barley, but it's increasingly unsuitable for the growing of wheat. So how could we actually work that assumption? What I could do is just draw the land, and I'd say that, look, if you're going in this region, the land is increasingly unsuitable for the growing of barley. So plus barley this way, negative barley this way. And if you're going in the other direction, then the land is increasingly unsuitable for the growing of wheat. So it's plus wheat this end and minus wheat this end. And that would give us the double curviness. And when we have a curve with double curviness like this, we call it a concave curve. Well, that's about it from me on this. I don't want to get any more complex. So what I've done is I've just prepared a type summary, better than me writing. So here's the first little bit of that summary. Each time more barley is produced, a greater quantity of land has to be used to achieve another additional output of 6 bushels of barley. Yep, that's okay. Get that one the tick. Oops. This is because additional parcels of land are increasingly less suited to the growing of barley, so an increasing number of them have to be used each time another 6 units of barley is produced. Yeah, well that makes sense to me too, so I'll give that the big tick. And here's the last one. This is the kicker, isn't it? This is the punch, if you like. Increasing amounts of land taken away from the growing of wheat means increasing amounts of wheat being forgone, i.e. a rising opportunity cost. Well, I understand that too, so I'm going to give that the big tick. Right, well, look, I hope this pencast has been useful. I'll catch you later.